Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Renison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live from the Workers' Rights Network. Well. Good afternoon to the many of you that are joining us live at this point in time. Many of you all know that today, as of midnight tonight, Parliament is going undissolved. And election date is the 28th of April, just a month and 10 days. Now, at the end of the day, what does that mean in this shocker that was released today? What does that mean to us? What it means for the citizens? What it means for you, the people? Because just yesterday, I and someone who I would have done an interview with would have been talking about this election that is carded this 2025. Even yesterday, we didn't know the date. So, just for you to see Trinidad and Tobago, this is the letter here that have been circling all through social media. So, this would have issued today. Let me pull that full screen. So, the office of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister Stuart Young calls election on April 28, 2025. Prime Minister the Honorable Stuart Young, SC, as advises Excellency Christine Kangaloo, ORTT, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, to dissolve Parliament with effect from midnight on Tuesday, the 18th March 2025, according to Section 68 of the Constitution. The Prime Minister also advises the President, that in concordance to Section 32 of the Representation of the People Act, Chapter 201, writs of election for 2025 general election are to be issued on the 18th date of March 2025 and are to be fixed on the 4th April 2025, and nomination date and Monday the 25th of April as polling day. So, to you, the members of the public that refuses to understand that election has consequences, today on this informative show, we are here to pose certain questions to you, because at the end of the day, I believe, and my team believe, that the Prime Minister is using what they call exigency in announcing this election date. And it's very important that we break this down here today, that you understand. So the first question that we are about to pose: the timing of Stuart Young's surprise election call, a strategic move or desperation from you, from the party, a matter of fact? Why, at the end of the day, the selected Prime Minister, Stuart Young, have called election so quick? Why call election unexpectedly? That is the question. Why call election unexpectedly? Right, so we are back here on the Workers' Rights 868 platform. As we would have received it, that is why we would have delivered it like this. So at the end of the day, why call election so unexpectedly? Is the government avoiding accountability for unresolved national issues? That is the single most important question that must be asked. Is the government avoiding unresolved national issues? Just look around, just peer into what is taking place within Trinidad and Tobago in terms of crime, the high unemployment, and what is taking place actually on the ground. Are you surviving? The increased salary and the total turn your back this government is operating in. Turn your back on the population. Election have consequences, Trinidad and Tobago. And nobody just called things just like that. How does this impact the opposition party ability to campaign effectively? UNC's election viability to the members' favor and opposition victory. So with all of this that is taking place right here with the UNC and with the PNM government, it was a strategic ploy by Stuart Young, the selected prime minister, by a prime minister anyway, the selected prime minister, to call this election today. Because we would have seen, and the population is well aware of what is taking place in both parties, because everything right about now is within the gambits of social media. You would have seen, just today I would have received a letter that a secretary, a matter of fact, would have, in the Faizabad area, would have resigned. That is from in the UNC. We would have known about Larry Lala. He resigned. And there are some issues, some back and forth with Philip, with Gary, with UNC, with NTA, with Hope. All of this taking place right now as we speak. And we would have been hearing talks on the ground that there are certain facets of the UNC party, certain ground troops, that is what we hear in the grapevine, is attempting to register a party right about now. This is what is taking place right now in the base of UNC. And if I know this, I'm sure other people know it too. I'm sure many of you outside there know what I am talking about. I can't just bring this. It's not a paper trail with that. That is the word on the ground. UNC, does UNC outperform the PNM, a matter of fact? Do they outperform the PNM? Are they really addressing issues? Are they really going down to the ground and talking to the people? All of this must be taken into consideration at this point in time to see or to understand the decision of Stuart Young now. Because with this short election time span, nobody is going to be able to sling dirt on the PNM in this short space of time. But at the end of the day, they have not taken into consideration the power of social media and the power of your tongue, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Here is where you must take a stand and remember and weigh out the option. Don't let nobody rush into no decision, because that is what going on take place here. You will not be able to examine all these parties critically, because many of them have not made their manifestos public. So we have a serious problem here. These parties and them is going to have tried to appeal to your emotions and your animalistic brain, the mammalian part of your brain, as to vote. and rush into a decision. What I am saying here today is do not be fooled by these rhetorics that is taking place within the public domain. Examine what we have went through in Trinidad. Examine international politics in terms of the implications that it might have on us going forward in the future once we choose an ineffective government or a government without vision or are aligned in a particular direction. We must choose logically at this point in time. So this calling of this general election is something that was strategically done to throw you off course. That is a dangerous trick. By not considering the opinions and thoughts of people. So you, at the end of the day, when you would have passed wrong by your house, we have a chance to talk to you. This short time span would have eradicated all of that. This new selected Prime Minister, he ain't stupid. He ain't stupid at all. So at the end of the day, we must consider economic and social issues. Have citizens truly benefit from the PNM leadership? Crime rates, inflation, unemployment under the PNM government. Public dissatisfaction with governance and service delivered. Are citizens better off than 5 years or 10 years? Now, are the citizens better off 10 years later? All of these things must be considered. So when they are trying to reach out to you and call this short election time span, these are questions is going to be swept underneath the rug, and they are going to appeal to race. They are going to appeal to your emotions and shut down your critical thinking. That is what's going to take place here with this election, this short time span that they are using to fight election. So, our next set of questions we must deliver, because are going on this question thing. Voter turnout and role of the electorate in deciding T&T's future. So all those who are away in other countries and decide to come to Trinidad and Tobago and vote, that mightn't happen. All of these things might happen when a time frame is called like this. And again, I am appealing to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I am appealing to your emotion, not your emotion, to logic. Take into consideration what have been done, and we could go through it, because at the end of the day, no party in really hit the ground as yet. UNC here, do walk about here, there, and everywhere in different areas, but there are still certain campaign and position have been not yet announced. The PNM would have called this whole inauguration thing the resigning of Keith Rowley, and that was an opportunity to campaign, to catch everybody with the pants down. And the same thing that we are saying with the representation in these areas in Point Fortin and Labre. There are people that is gifted with certain positions that have not been working the ground. that have not been walking and talking and trying to see certain people and ask really and truly what is their issues. There are a number of them. And with this short election time frame, all of those things are going to be eradicated because they know that the people are going to embarrass them when they walk and they talk and they come to see it, because it would have already started with one of our members in the Sandy Grande area. And we would have said on numerous occasions that anytime they come to certain areas, we will embarrass them. So what they have done is take away choice, the critical decision-making factor, out of this thing in this upcoming election. It's very serious. This election is very serious. And again, as I say, there are people in which we would have aligned ourselves with. We are not sure of their intentions as yet. But anytime they make certain intentions public by forcing themselves on people that would have explicitly expressed themselves to me that the door of this, I am going and make it public. Nowhere in these areas and them we are going to accept any representation from anybody that is forced on us. That I could promise you, any candidate that decide to come for this area. When I talk for Point 14 and I talk for Library. Now, before I go on, I would like to play some videos for you, the members of the public. This is one of the video here. Now, we would have been traversing, well, you know, we are from Point 14. There was 28 million spent on a youth camp in Point 14. And this is the conditions of that youth camp. My God. My God. Just getting the footage with the youth camp from Point 14 that $28 million spent on, and the conditions that are there. Now, I see Sheldon Khan would have done a video, he living just a stone throw. There's nothing they can hide from us, you know. Nah, they can't hide from us. Just watching over the footage here. Right, this is the youth camp here that 28 million spent on, and this is the conditions of the youth camp. Now, we could play the tape concerning that. Now, what you are seeing there, what you are witnessing there is the bush. Now, that is the front of the building. That is the road you're seeing there. Now, what we would have done, we would have taken the drone over the whole facility. $28 million was spent there. And what's the conditions of the area? So imagine this, people. Imagine 28 million have been spent there. Now, this was an area, to you, the general public that are watching on here. Now, this is an area that they call the youth camp. Skills and trades would have been practiced there. They leave the place overrun by bush. And just recently, $28 million was spent there. And that is what we get for $28 million in the area. Bush. And dilapidated. All on the roof. But tears come out my eye when I see that the sight. So we would have taken all wrong to the back. Again, people, taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago, $28 million of your money have been spent there in this facility. And this is what you get for $28 million. The assets of the people. Look at it. Look at what is taking place. That day was a savannah, one of the biggest savannah. And watch. So, to you members of the public, when election time call at this point in time, just like this, according to somebody within the comments, PNM catch UNC with their pants down. I just want you to understand that. Many a times we would have been asking, begging, hey, the other hit the ground. But you know better. So I hope this wake up over here and understand that they are not playing with you. They are not playing with you. This is not a game for them. When you feel that the PNM so shame and they want to come out of power, no, they want to stay there longer, so they catch over here with our pants down. The question is, how do we move forward here come April 28th? Again, my name is Renison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are going to sign out at this point in time. This was not a planned stream. I see my phone ringing off the hook. Thanks for the many of you that are tuning in. I know that you are always there. Mr. Maraj, always there too. Well, not always there, but there. Mr. Mohammed, yes, locked on and listening. My phone, as I say, ringing off the hook. So thanks for tuning in. And this is what is going on right about now in Trinidad and Tobago. Again, I am out. Thanks for watching.